possibility of it, I suppose, following on from Phil Coutinho last week as well, Adam Lallana be next in line to get a new contract?
First of all, I'm happy that you obviously think we should keep a few players of the actual squad. So let's wait and see, huh?
Fair enough. Sadio Mane, back from African Cup of Nations. Will he have any involvement? What kind of involvement will he have against Chelsea?
I don't know exactly. Ray Horn and our team management did outstanding job. Huh? So to bring him back as soon as possible, it is now on its way. That's good. Actually, we thought it would be possible yesterday, but we had the plane there, but it was not allowed to go in the plane, so we had to to wait and to bring the plane from A to B. Now it's all good, and he will be here this night at some point, and then we have to see. I spoke to him. It's all good so far, but of course he will be in tomorrow morning, and then we have to make a decision. In this moment, no idea. I have to look in his eyes, see whatever is possible with him, and then make a decision.
Over the past week, you've been asked questions about individual players. You've been asked questions about the strength and depth of your squad as well. From your perspective now, what do you feel you need to give you a greater chance of delivering success here, both long term, I suppose maybe still this season as well, because a win would possibly put you back in its title race, wouldn't it?
We be talking now about long term or?
Well, a bit of both really. As I say, I mean, what else do you need from your squad short term this season? But if you're still to deliver success as well longer term, what else do you feel that you need at this club to enhance your chances?
Yeah, there's of course different things. Of course, we need for the future. We need players with our players plus a few new faces. That's clear, but that was clear before the season. And in this moment, we need, and I think there are a lot of reasons for it. And we need, especially, we as a team, we need faith, belief, all that stuff, and confident to be as confident as possible. And the situation is, and of course everything nearly, it's unbelievable. It's an interesting sign of life what can change in 1 month, and that's. But of course, my job here is really to put out the emotion when I judge situations. I cannot, maybe after a bad game, I cannot say, okay, now we have to get rid of them and get rid of him or whatever, and have to change everything. So that's the main thing in the job, really to stay calm and make the right decisions. And so, but that's a long term, and what we will do in the next season. But this season, and that's another interesting thing, and for us, that maybe for all of us, is the challenge now to stay positive. There are still reasons for this, so we can go through the things. And it's last week we lost through 3 home games. That feels really less than average, but it's 3 different competitions. If you want, then it's better than all in one competition. We left the Capital One Cup in a second best moment, if you want, in the semi-final. Yeah, not world-class performance, 100% not, so deserved. A little bit unlucky, but deserved. We left the FA Cup like a few other teams did. That's not good, absolutely not. And we lost at the beginning of the week a Premier League game, the first since I don't know exactly when, at home. So that's, if it's all about the point of view, how you want to see it. Yeah? If you now only take these 3 games and say, okay, everything is meanwhile rubbish, is then I think the word I should use, then I cannot change. But for us, it's very important that we really still build on the good things, and that's, in my understanding, how life should be. If you suffer more under the bad things in your day, then you can celebrate the good things. You always will struggle to be a happy person. That's in life absolutely normal. But as human beings, we are a little bit like this. But now it's a moment where we really, is it allowed? Well, maybe it's more a question than an answer. Is it allowed to to go for the best position in the Premier League, which is possible for us, or should we already put the head down and say, okay, we failed again, sorry, let's come through the season somehow, and next year we try again with different players, and I don't know if somebody asked for a different manager or whatever. So I cannot decide about this, but I really think that we should try everything to make the best of the base we created until now. Many teams left the Capital One Cup before we left it. So it's not about that, it's more about when, and we didn't take maybe the best moment, but it happened already. So I cannot ignore even not our good games. I cannot, and it's how I said, we have the possibility to play really good football. That next, I don't know how many days, 100 and something, are really important for us. And I would give the advice to everybody who wants to help. Yeah. Stay positive. There's no reason for anything else. Absolutely not. And yeah, if you want, you're absolutely welcome. And actually, in the short term, it would help a lot against Chelsea because they are not a really bad team. 3 points. And probably, I'm not sure, but I think a lot of teams in the league are on our side and want that we win. No, that maybe happens not too often. But of course, it's they're doing an outstanding job until now. They play a fantastic season. But even they left the Capital One Cup, by the way, earlier than we did. I wanted to say, nobody knows anymore when it was. But obviously it happened sometime. And yeah, for us it's 3 points. Getting back in a positive way, of course, very, very important. But I think it's really important that we don't see it. And I know what will happen after the game if we lose. Then it's a 4th game in a row, or it's a second home game, or whatever. It can be always negative. But on the other side, even when we would have won the last 10 games in a row, it would not make it more likely to beat Chelsea. We have no responsibility for Chelsea's nearly perfect season because we beat them once. So the rest we have no influence on. We play now 2nd time against them, so we will try everything to keep the points in Liverpool. Everybody can imagine this. So that's all.
Do you think it's their title to lose now, being 8 points clear at this point?
But sorry, no, again.
Do you think it's Chelsea's title to lose now because they're in such a strong position at this point now?
I can say nothing about Chelsea's position or whatever. We have only one thing to do. We have to try everything to keep these 3 points here. And then again, no influence. If they lose here and win then the rest, they are probably the champion. So that's not our thing to think about. It's only the game. And that's interesting challenge for us, really interesting because they are in a good moment. But that means something, but not everything. So and that's football. And we lost a few games we should have won. Yeah. And I think a lot of people think in this moment it could be difficult for Liverpool, and it is difficult, no doubt about this, but possible. And so, who wants to help? You're very welcome.
Staying positive, Jürgen, when you look at the amount of fixtures that you've had this month compared to what you've got coming up next month, which is just being 3, and you get a chance to regroup, and you've got players obviously coming back to make them fit, and you talk about the challenges to stay positive, finish the best position in the Premier League. Would you look back maybe at the end of the season, and should you achieve what you want to achieve, look at this last week, this last month as possibly just a blip?
I nearly understood everything, but I didn't understand about blip.
Just a minor problem, not a big problem.
Oh. Look, let's go to the end of the season if you want. End of the season, and for example, I think it's possible. Huh? We could qualify for Champions League. So, and should we then stay there and say, yes, sorry, but I know we lost here and there, and that's why we didn't became champion? Or is it allowed to celebrate a position like this in this league, in this strong league, with the outstanding run of Chelsea so far? Nobody has influence on it. So they play their season, and we play them 2 times. That's all. So I think, yes, it should be allowed that we would celebrate something like this. And as long as this is possible for us, I think we should fight for it, because that's how a football season is. Go for it. We cannot. But I know. I saw it in your faces after when you asked me the question after the last game. Actually, I thought you will be angry, but my opinion was more. My feeling was more you were depressed. Oh, again. So, and that's I cannot change this. That everybody can tell me 1998 we have exactly the same situation: Capital One Cup semi-final, FA Cup 4th round, and then in the league, was like this. So that's not to change. But it's what we can do is we can change from this moment on the future, or we can influence it, and we can have influence on it, and that's all what I'm interested in. Yes, I think it's a lot to go for in this season, and I think we should try. And not stop now and judging finally players and all the things around and talking about all the mistakes we made in this season. We made that much mistakes in the season that we are still 4th in the league, and that we are got out of the Capital One Cup in semi-final. So that's it. And that there are worse things in the world, 100%. But I know, and I accept this. Obviously, it feels for a lot of people different, but not for me. So, and thank God, I'm closer to the team than all of the rest. And so we will do everything to be as successful as possible, 100%.
I was just thinking, it's the fact you've only got 3 games next month, more so than the amount of games you've had this month, and a chance to improve.
Look, if we do only bullshit in training, then it will help. But yes, we are looking forward to it. We're looking forward to training time. Yes, we are looking forward to do things in training, to work on things, change a few things. Yes, we do. But I cannot, with all I can say here now, I cannot change what we do, what it will be then. And we didn't, until now, we didn't win one of these games, which we have in February then. So that's the truth. But we will work on it. And yes, it's different. And yes, it's better. But it's up to us to use the time smart.
Jürgen, I'm interested in getting your point of view about Chelsea. Why are they the unstoppable force that they are right now? They started the season wobbly, they lost to Liverpool, didn't sign too many players, but why did it change for them? Why is everything going on for Chelsea?
Okay, they play really good. That's 100% sure. And they had how it is. I think in a few games. The right amount of luck what you need in 1 or 2 games, and Costa decided it, and whatever, or Hazard decided it, and the rest was not world class. But with all these results, they're meanwhile a real threat. So they play the system, they play the team, they play nearly all the time. I don't think there are a lot of changes in Premier League especially, and yeah, they're doing well. That's how progress can work. If you have this quality players, which after a bad season for Chelsea, but with the experience, with in an age where they still wanna get something, so in the right age if you want, and then a manager who's used to work with a team like this, which was educated, if you want, by Jose Mourinho, and then with Conte is a manager coming who is these kind of players outstanding good. So that's they do well. That's I cannot say different, but yeah, that's all. How I said, we only play twice against them. The rest is their job, and for us, we have to play our own season. But yeah, they have quality combined. Yeah. With, I would say, it's this winning mentality what Chelsea had in the champion when they became champions. It's only 3 years ago, is it? 2? Yeah, 2 years ago when they became champion. So this kind of football, really experienced football, not always entertaining, but if it's possible, then entertaining. But if you are 1-0 up, then nothing happens anymore. So that's all. That's quality actually, and so it's interesting to watch.
Jürgen, I know this is a pre-Chelsea conference, press conference, but from what I've heard in Germany over the last days, you're not the biggest fan of deadline day. In fact, it's getting bigger and bigger in Germany. Can you explain why you don't like it? Is it just the hype, or is it because you get asked on and on what players you're going to sign?
No, I'm not the biggest fan of deadline day.
That's
Ah, so okay.
what I figured from what you said in the last press conferences. That you couldn't understand the hype and you watch TV and you got lost somehow because it's
Yeah.
so big. Or
Why I got lost was because I didn't know a few players and I didn't show the club of the players, so, and it was who takes what, and I lost it, yeah, actually. But I don't mind. So it's not about me to say that's. And if you ask me a question, I think I gave always an answer. I cannot. Probably not a lot of times I gave the answer you want to hear. I'm sorry for this, but no, I have no problem. And in last summer, I thought actually these transfers could have been finished earlier, but they wait obviously until the last second, and then it's gone. And so I don't. That's not my way. So I think you should plan things like this. And obviously they plan. I'm not in the other clubs, so I don't know exactly what they do. But I'm not. You don't have to, or you can do what you want really. And if it's entertaining, it's entertaining. That I'm not entertained, that should not be a big problem, I think.
Carl? Yeah?
Can I just go back to Sadio Mane? There's been a lot of expectation put on when he comes back. And obviously he's seen something about the fans thing as being like an instant solution to problems you've had in January. That's not really fair on him, is it?
Not fair on him.
No, but he's seen it. Obviously, he left, and in January you had a bad January. He's now back.
Yeah.
People are going to say, "Oh, things are going to improve because he's back." But it's been a lot of expectation.
He's a quality player, yeah, and it's easier if you have him in the team, or minimum around the team. It's easier than when you don't have him. That's for sure. So I think that's fair, but it doesn't. It's not that he can decide games by himself, or we should expect this. It was a strange situation in the Senegal game against Cameroon. I wish not a second that he will miss the penalty. But at the end, then it happened, and so he's coming back and is kind of an option for the Chelsea game. We have to see. So really have to see. But then he is back. At least for the Hull game, then. So that's of course good for us. But we have a very good player back for selection. It's only good news, nothing else. So I don't think we came through the December and the few parts of January without Phil Coutinho. So that's how it is. I bespoke already about a few things and about a few reasons why it was not that good in January. But actually, I don't want to think too much about the last few games anymore. So I think it's enough work to do to think about the next games for us. And yes, he's back hopefully tonight, and then we have to decide if we can involve him for tomorrow somehow or not. That's all, and then everything is like it was before he left.
Sorry, can I just check on who might be available tomorrow? Klein, Lallana,
Lallana trained, Klein not. Adam is fine for selection, and with Klein we have to see again. It's really it's difficult. We would love to force it, but we can't. So we have to wait. How yesterday he made a running session with Andy Kornmeier, and so it's about adapting more and more to the pain level he obviously has, and if there's a risk to make it worse, then we cannot go. We cannot take the risk. That's not because it's already out. I'm not exactly sure since. It feels like 4 weeks, but maybe it was only 1.5 or 2. But it's already quite a period, and we have to see. So that's him. Let me see. No, I think that's pretty much all. or from the long term. Yeah, Ovier. Only to because probably a lot of people thought after the game, what were they doing? But he played obviously with a ruptured syndesmosis. I don't exactly know how this works, but he got a knock in first half time he got treatment, and everybody was asking him, "It's good?" "Yeah, it's good." And I couldn't see anything in the second half, and he woke up next morning and like this. So these boys really want, only if there's any doubt about it, even the very young ones. And but now he's obviously out for a while. Syndesmosis? No. It's in the ankle. It's between the two bones, the shin and the Syndesmoseband. Kennst du auch nicht? Yeah, it's downstairs. Yeah, very downstairs. But it's serious. I thought in the email from the doc it was a syndesmosis. So you should Google it.
It's pretty common for
Unfortunately, no. It's not only a ligament. It's a ligament, but it's not on the outside or inside of the ankle. It's between. Oh, it's not nice. It's really painful. So I hope and wish you all that you never have an issue with it, because it's not nice.
Okay, last couple. Anything from Merseyside?
Just ask you about the city, you're closer to the players than anybody.
It should be,
Yes. And tomorrow's game, is that motivation in itself for the
No.
players?
Yeah, motivation. What about motivation? My players had not one time a problem with motivation. But is it motivation, or is it doing the right things in the right moment? And is it still? Do we all give them the feeling? Come on, convince me. Show me you are not that bad. We forgot already what you did until December. All that stuff, or are we still in the season? That's for me. It's a decisive question. So I'm in the season, and even if we go in the game and wanna make that you all forget the last 3 games, it's impossible. So it's a big job to do against Chelsea, and we need each little percentage of concentration for this game. And don't try to do something special. Do the right thing in the right moment. Be ready for this game. Be ready for hundreds of challenges in the game. Be ready for having not a lot of space, but be ready for still playing brave football, even when you don't have the space. Know about their knowledge. Know about their quality in counter-attacks. Know about their quality in build-up, common defending, all that stuff. That's a real team. It's not some team, and that's to know about this. So I'm really not. It's not about that. I think we have to do something special on the motivational part. We really have to be ready for the game, and we will be, but it's still difficult.